This is one of my worries once she gets to the US. Should we have an understanding before she arrives? Yes, you and your wife should have a better understanding when it comes to sending money to the Philippines, especially to her family. I know that a lot of foreigners who are married to Filipina had this kind of situation. Most of the time, or once you bring her to your country, she would end up working a lot. Because before she leaves the country, her parents or brothers and sisters or perhaps nephews and nieces would say, oh, make sure you send me money. Oh, send me to school. Oh, put me to nursing school. And the parents would say, oh, don't forget to send us money for our medication because we're old people. And most of the time, they will say, oh, once you get to the States or once you get to abroad, be sure to send a lot of money so that we can build a nice house so that our neighbor will get jealous. And the next thing you know, she would have a lot of pressure because it makes her feel like, oh yeah, I better do this to make my family happy. And for our neighbors to think that we're actually rich. And of course, the moment she arrives in your country or in the Western world, her priority is, where can I work? How can I start working so that I can send money back home? Because as you know, my parents and relatives in the Philippines are relying on me now. And this is the biggest mistake that many Filipina or Filipinos do because in the long run, it can actually damage your relationship. As you being her husband, you should be her number one priority, not necessarily her parents and relatives in the Philippines. And I do understand that we have to help our parents back home because at the end of the day, that's our parents. It's just that I consider this tradition or culture as toxic. I consider this toxic because most Filipinos or many Filipinos I know, they cannot stop not sending money to the Philippines because again, it's part of tradition and culture. Even though the situation is super toxic and the families in the Philippines are just taking advantage of your kindness. And obviously, I'm not saying all parents are like that in the Philippines because there are many parents or relatives in the Philippines that are just super respectful and appreciative when it comes to like daughter being in another country. So those are the kind of people or parents that truly deserve the help of their daughter. It's just that most of the time, the entire family would be like, oh my God, you're rich now. You better help me. Otherwise, you're a bad person. If not, you're going to hell. Or if you don't send money, you have no conscience or you're a bad person. So that's the kind of manipulation that these people are using against their relative. And as for me, I found a way of helping my family and how to set boundaries with them. Instead of sending money every month or every emergency, don't do that. That's the wrong attempt. No, don't do that. What you can do is think of an income that your family can start, perhaps business. Again, don't send money to build a house. Okay, mom and dad, brothers or sisters, I want you to think of a business that you can all help together and make income. I give you this good amount of money so that you can start your business right away. And I need you to promise to never, ever ask me money for at least 1 year. Therefore, you must make sure that you work so hard to maintain the business so that you'll be able to survive. Because I have a family now and my family comes first. And this is the kind of boundaries you must set with them. And you must be strict because if you're not, oh boy. And after a year that they never ask money because their business is successful, then I would keep my promise. Okay, you never ask me for money for at least a year. I'm going to give you something as a bonus. And if their family broke their promises, not even a year yet. Let's say their family asked money after 6 months. Then what I would do from that situation, I have to step up. I will not acknowledge their demand. I will warn them first. If they don't stop demanding me for money, I'm not gonna talk to them for a certain amount of time until they stay quiet and keep their promises. 1 year. And this is how you respect yourself and set boundaries to your family. Because if you allow yourself to get disrespected, then how these people, the family in the Philippines, would be able to respect you? Oh, no. I feel guilty. I feel bad because at the end of the day, they're my parents. No, my kababayan. No, my friend. You need to know who you are as a person. What are your values?